Oh, I'm Miguel. Welcome to this podcast about podcasts. With me, I have Caleb,
Sup?
Michael,
I'm a surviving World War II veteran.
Rocket,
Hi.
and Tori.
Hello.
So, this is a little homework project I'm doing, a podcast about podcasts. So why don't we start with Caleb? What's your connection with podcasts? Any podcasts you listen to?
What do I think of podcasts?
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool to listen to, but I won't go out of my way to find one. I mean, if I find one that's really interesting, I'll just have it in the background when I'm doing something, which is cool, I guess. But I mean, like, when does that ever happen?
All right, cool. Michael.
Yeah, you know what, my guy? In all honesty, I don't really listen to too many podcasts. Probably the only one I've ever really listened to was like the H3 podcast or something like that. But I don't like go out and listen to like other stuff. I heard people really like them, but I don't know. I just can't get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, Rocket.
So I don't really listen to too many podcasts, but main streamers that I know are H3 and Critical, also known as Charlie. They do similar things. They just interview a lot of YouTubers, and they just have a genuine conversation, and it's something that you can just tune out to and just just listen while you're doing something else.
Noise.
Yeah, I see.
I mean, I'm like the rest of everyone. I don't really listen to too many podcasts, but sometimes I listen in on like little snippets, and I like hearing little parts of it. I just don't think I could sit through a whole one. Like the parts I do listen to sound very genuine, but it does like I wouldn't just sit down and listen to one for like a whole hour or something.
I feel like podcasts are like the music of talking. You put it on while you're doing something else, I would say.
I do that. It seems like I'm the only one that really, tries and actively follows podcasts and podcasters.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe it's because you think you're better than us.
No, all right. I think the main appeal of podcasts are that you get to know people who you're following. You get to know them a little better.
Oh, what an educated man, Miguel. Gee, sorry for intruding on your highly intellectual art of podcast, man.
hey man, maybe that's why he wanted to do one.
I guess so, maybe.
He wanted to be an intellectual. He wants us to be intellectuals. He wants us to have a growth mindset.
Stop, please. Growth mindset is one of the worst things there.
That's literally the worst thing I've ever learned.
Like, they're literally trying to force it on us. Like, in schools, they're like, oh, yeah, growth mindset. It's like, dog, come on. Like, if I don't want
can you not?
Yeah.
No. Actually,
they're just...
wait. Let's move a little. Let's go into school a little bit, because I'm pretty sure we could all talk about school.
Yeah, we're talking about how they're trying to shove this growth mindset down our throat when it's like, just if we want to fail, we're gonna fail, right? Like, if you don't want to fail, you're gonna succeed. Like, don't try to force things on us. Like, at our school, science fair, right? Like, who really wants to do science fair?
Nobody. That's why they're making us do it.
Yeah, they're making us do it, and then everyone just ends up BSing it because you don't want to do it.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, okay, I get they want people to actually do science fair, because I don't think anyone like would really like besides
nobody would do it if
besides like 10 people. But that's why they're forcing it. But what they're doing by forcing it on us and making it like count as part of our like science grade is that they're just gonna get like a load of like half-assed, like, I shouldn't have cussed, but just projects that no one really like had any passion for or anything. They just wanted to do it because they had to.
Right? Like, you're just not passionate about it. You're gonna end up doing something you don't care about. You're not gonna put as much effort into it. You're gonna get a low grade, and as a result of that, grades and on average grades are just gonna be lower, and that just makes the school look worse.
And what that does, I'll let Tori talk. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. My bad.
I was just gonna say, at our school with Quest, it's like the same thing, because like Quest, we have to do a project kind of like science fair, but this project relates back to the community, and like it's a good in theory, but like sometimes not everybody has a problem that they can have solved in like an instant. Like, for example, there are some people that are doing like suicide or depression or mental illness, and those aren't things that you can just solve in an instant. There's not like one thing you can do that can just solve them. And like with our school, like they force it on us to find a solution for specific things like that. And it's like it doesn't make it any fun to do anymore. It's like we can't even do something because we're passionate about it. We have to do it just for the grade.
Yeah, I feel you, and that's just as I was saying, like on average, it just makes everything a little worse.
Yeah.
But just
Isn't
to clarify, Miguel and all of us go to a different school, so we're not talking about Miguel's school. We're talking about ours. We won't
Yeah.
give any.
I want to interject a point here. I feel like, especially it comes to cycle, especially with Quest and Science Fair, because the older kids are like, oh, we have to do this, right?
Yeah, and
And for
that's
the
the freshmen.
the freshmen, they just like get that idea ingrained in their mind, and they learn to hate it too.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, maybe we should. I don't want to say maybe just limit like your group project to your own grade, but just if you actually made it better, maybe people would like it.
Yeah, I get you.
Or if you made it optional, because it's just like at
Yeah,
some point
Definitely.
work just becomes work, and you don't want to do it.
I feel like they should make Science Fair, especially like just if you do it and you do a good
Science
job,
fair especially.
extra credit for sure.
Yeah,
Like, it'll give people the incentive to do it, but you don't have to do it.
but like I get it. Like at our school, we have a certain amount of hours that we have to be in class, and in exchange for like shorter Fridays, we have to do Quest. So I get it there, but they're making it a graduation requirement. It's like, bro, I don't want to do it. We're halfway through the school year, and I haven't even started my project. So, so much for my graduation. But like they shouldn't make it a graduation requirement. Like honestly, they're expecting everyone to make things to change their community. Not everyone can change a community. That's just the truth.
This is a little off the topic, but you know how they want us to all be leaders?
Yeah.
See,
Not everyone's.
not everyone is built for that, and then what do you do when you have like 20 leaders that don't know how to relegate power?
Yeah, I mean, you just
Yeah, some people are just followers.
Yeah, and some people are really good at being like the right-hand man. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then
and
what
then
do
there-
you go, Rocket?
Oh, then that's a reason to justify why they're a bad leader, and then you criticize them for that. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, like you guys said, like not everyone is fit to be a leader.
Yeah, I guess. But
Like,
I noticed Alex joined the call. Alex, you want to?
Yeah, I'm kind of like new to this.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
Miguel wanted to do a podcast for his homework.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
I'll text you some ground rules.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going on the topic of schools. I don't know. What do you guys think is like the main problem in like schools right now?
That
the
it
main
is so
problem-
important. That it is super important, like for our future.
It is
And we're
so
so young.
important.
You think that's a
Yeah.
problem?
Yeah.
Like these
Yeah.
4 years for us are like we'll decide whether we go to college or not, and then college decides.
That's true,
whether
and
we
you
get a
don't really
job.
notice it until you're more than halfway through. When you're like, oh,
Yeah,
I already
like-
messed up.
Like
you're
I
done.
literally didn't care about like school at all until like seniors. Like really hit me. It's like, oh wait.
Yeah, and by then it's like, oh, too bad. You're.
It was like, oh, too late. You're too late. But yeah.
Yeah, it's that's what I feel is kind of dumb. But I think colleges do put a lot of emphasis in your last 2 years, just so you have time to like fix things up.
But at the same time, like it's on the schools to emphasize that like a little bit more than just
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think schools they do a very clear job of saying like, hey, this is important, and then we don't really take it seriously. But even then, so like don't like they punish us for not being actually like involved. Instead of saying like, hey, this could really hurt you, they just flat out punish you. They're like, oh yeah, F.
You're like, oh yeah. That's not a really good
Yeah.
mindset to put you guys in there. Go ahead, Miguel.
Yeah, no, college is like like for schools, like for high schools, like it seems like college is your only choice. Like that's all they give you.
They do
Like,
really
college,
push college
Yeah.
a lot.
Like college.
But
And-
if you want to go into trade, like that's a perfectly
Yeah.
suitable job. Like
Yeah, I know. Cause I'm talking about this because I'm gonna go to trade, and this from my own experience. Like they didn't say nothing about trade schools. Like you know how you have to have, well, for my school, you have to have like college prep courses. Like they offer that.
yeah, we
like,
need one.
Yeah.
We need one to graduate as well.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's cool and all, but like, why do I need this? That's not gonna help me out for what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know, and it's just if you get a low grade in that class, that's just screwing you over even more. It's like
It's
like, what the
pretty messed
heck?
up.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty messed up because they don't tell you these other options that you have. If you don't want to indebt yourself in like $30,000 of debt, don't. Like if you really want to go to a trade school, like that's you can live a pretty decent life, like just being an electrician or something. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to embark yourself on so much debt, but it's like the only thing they tell you. It's like you have to figure it out on your own, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that and I feel like there's a lot of like jobs now that require a degree, like just a bachelor's.
Yeah, but if you think about it, like the amount of jobs that there are out there, like there isn't enough. If everyone's going to college, that just makes the job force even more competitive. Like
Mm-hmm. You just
Well, yeah,
that's just
yeah.
screwing us over. Sending
exactly.
everyone to college is screwing us over.
You know what else is really screwing us like really hard?
What?
Some teachers don't know what they're doing,
Ooh.
and that's just screwing us over completely. That's screwing over like hundreds of students. Like I think there's too many bad teachers in our system, or at least in the public school system.
All right. Can you give me an example of like what a bad teacher is like?
Yeah, like to you. Like actually, I'm being genuine. Like I want to hear your opinion about this.
All right, so like a bad teacher to me is, all right. I'm gonna use this. All right, this is one of them, but teachers that are too old, like yeah.
Ooh,
No, that
Wanna
makes sense
explain-
because
wanna-
that does make
But-
sense, but make sure to watch your words. This is not exactly a.
I mean,
All right,
teachers when they're getting too old, they don't care
They don't put in
anymore.
as much effort. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true actually.
When obviously when you start a new job, you're gonna be a brown noser, right? Like you're gonna be this perfect thing, right? And then as time goes by, you've a teacher especially has taught the subject before, and if they keep going for it, like they're just gonna be like, oh, you guys, this is so easy. Like I've taught it 30 times before. It's like yeah, but it's our first time learning it.
Mhm.
Yeah, they just get
I
really
agree with
jaded
that
with it.
fact.
Yeah, yeah, you got a good point there. Like, actually, they just get really jaded with it, and they're just like, oh, well, I mean, I don't have to try as hard. I'm like, they just like really relax into it, They're like, oh, I'm just doing a good job, but it's not like being a manager at a store where like, oh, whatever. People have been into a store before, most likely. Like, okay, they'll probably know the drill. But with like teaching a subject, most of the time it's always new students. So like,
And well, actually, they need to use that like for like math and
yeah.
shit. If they like don't care at all, that we're not gonna be able to learn anything. And yeah, do you guys have any bad teachers at your school?
No, I wouldn't say we have necessarily. We don't because our
Well-
teachers they aren't really old.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then even if there is like an old teacher, like they teach subjects like English and stuff like that.
Well, I
and it's-
mean, I had a teacher that I didn't necessarily like how she taught. And
Yeah,
it was
that's
it was
a valid point.
yeah. Like the way she taught, it was math and it wasn't like it didn't help me learn. I like was trying to understand, but her whole emphasis because of the way it was kind of how she was kind of taught to teach wasn't compatible with every student. And so it made it harder for me and like a couple other students to really learn because she couldn't like relate to certain people.
Yeah.
And then when we asked for help, she'd be like, "Oh, I already taught you this." It's like, "No, I didn't understand."
I feel like we're talking about the same teacher, but I'm not saying the name. But like the way they taught would mostly just be like, okay, go on the computer and learn it yourself, and then he would just sit there and do whatever she wanted. So it's kind of like you don't learn anything
Oh yeah,
unless
if we're being completely the computer, you're sitting in the back playing games most of the time. Like
yeah.
yeah, it's not even trying to sugarcoat it.
I don't know. I had a different math teacher than what I was talking about.
Are you talking about college math or?
No, I'm talking about high school.
I don't know about that.
I feel then we're talking the same teacher because maybe not.
Probably.
And also, school is designed to like teach like the most amount of students as possible. That doesn't really give the opportunity to have some one-on-one lessons with some students who might really need it. I think that's also screwing.
But I
over
mean,
a lot of-
teachers do have office hours that students just don't take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that is true.
But there in very rare cases there's some office hours that don't work well with it. Like there's office hours, but sometimes like it doesn't match up with that student's
Yeah, their
schedule.
schedule.
Like a class overlaps that office hour.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh well, like then you have to take more initiative and email the teacher, and then it's a bit difficult. Like I had a friend once that missed like half of our class because he had to go talk to this other teacher during office hours.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just you're digging out a hole and you're like putting dirt back in, but then you're just digging another hole, and it's just
Okay, so
if you get what I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So that's something.
La cosa de-
Oh no, his mom's here.
I think he thinks he muted himself, but he just
Okay.
deafened himself.
No, I don't. Did he deafen himself? I can't even see.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he deafened and then he.
Alright,
Miguel, were you supposed to mute your mic?
No, I was doing something. All right. So what were we talking about?
My eyes
teachers.
hurt.
Huh?
Teachers.
Teachers. All right.
Did Michael just scream that his eyes hurt?
My freaking eyes hurt.
Why?
I don't know. They just
What?
burn.
Oh, okay. Good stuff.
Okay.
So do
All right. What'd you guys have for dinner today?
what did I have for dinner? All right, I had a hot dog, steak, grilled onions, and a piece of mango cheesecake pie. So
That sounds very cultured.
What did you
Yeah.
have, Michael?
Bro, you already know I had some $5 Little Caesars pizza.
No, that's high class. I had that calamari and tomato, my man.
Oh, my bad. Didn't mean to stun on you with my pizza.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You got better Italian food.
Yeah, bro. I bet freaking Tori had like eggs or something, bro.
egg.
Eggs.
Broke.
I had tuna and noodles.
Oh,
close
she had
enough.
a raw fish, man.
Damn. She likes it raw, my dude.
Come on, my guy.
We're still on a podcast.
We
No,
are?
it doesn't matter.
I mean, as long as
whatever.
we
It's-
aren't
You know, a
saying
podcast, I
that.
think, in my opinion, should be. It's very natural, and this is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, yeah, you have a point, yeah. So,
Very nice.
I mean, yeah, but yeah.
alright, Miguel, what did you have for dinner?
I mean, Miguel, is someone gonna have to watch this, like
Yeah.
through all
Probably.
of it?
It doesn't matter. I'll cut it down.
It's okay.
He'll do snippets.
So let's move on to like new media, like
Ooh,
like YouTube, music, and video.
Snapchat.
Snapchat, sure. Content.
Sure.
So
Stop.
so with a lot of today's content, it's very all about the personality of the person who's creating it. Like that's what a lot
I
of
don't
people
even think
watch
it's
it for.
personality anymore. It's just clickbait.
Yeah.
And buy my merch. And there's a free Uber code in the description.
Yeah,
Just
incentives.
like and subscribe, and then you
Guys,
get
make sure to
free
follow me
Uber.
on Instagram for your free Lyft code. It's all about Lyft. Forget Uber.
Nah, dude, it's
Want
all
to
about
win the
passion.
free gift cards down below? Be sure to
win
subscribe
one of the
to
free
all my
$1,000 gift
different
cards.
accounts.
It's like your name will be placed in a drawing for a $10 gift card.
For a $10 gift card when you buy my sweatshirt for $30.
Nah. And
Oh, yeah.
it's very different from literature.
Why not literature? You know.
Was
what
it
I'm saying?
lit?
It needs to be
Stuff we
lit.
read from school. Like give me an example. Like what type of books do y'all read in school?
Oh, I don't read books.
I don't
Oh,
read
okay,
books.
okay,
I
okay.
finished all my A through G English classes in 10th grade. So
So the book
Alright,
I'm
what
reading
are
right
some
now
books
is
you
like
read?
Kite
some
Runner.
books I've read. I've read Huckleberry Finn. That was actually a book that got my attention. I took a philosophy class at the college. And this past semester, and honestly, philosophy is like one of the most boring things ever. Like if I'm being completely honest, we had to read stuff written like in ancient Greece stuff, and it was so bad.
Wait,
Like, it
you
wasn't
found
bad.
it? You found it boring?
I found it so boring, but the
Oh.
ideas like really captivated me.
I mean, I liked my class. I think I liked the teacher. The teacher was pretty good.
Yeah, but your philosophy class was different than mine. Mine was
Yeah.
ethics. Yeah, mine was ethics. So we
Oh, got you.
we studied a lot of what was it like? What's good? What's bad?
Oh yeah, mine was just an
Morality.
intro, just like getting the basic grasps.
No, I had
What's
ethics.
good? What's bad? What's totally rad?
Right. So what I was trying to get at is like, like what books have, they have like themes, they have structure, right?
Yeah,
Books
yeah.
have structure.
Yeah.
And what a lot of today's content, like a lot of today's content doesn't have structure, or so
Like what are you trying to say?
like
Like I am Malala.
What?
like I
That's
no
something the freshmen after us they had to read. I am Malala.
What is that
Really?
even
actually
about?
no.
You never
No,
heard of
we read that.
Malala? No, I didn't.
Wait.
Because I am Allah.
No,
Malala.
wait, we didn't. No,
Malala?
no. We read that other one,
it's
The House
about
on
this,
Mango Street.
Yeah, we read House on Mango Street.
it's about this Indian girl who
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
got
like
shot in the head or something.
No, we had to
Yeah,
read
'cause,
Silent
no.
Spring, which was awful.
Oh yeah, Silent
Oh
Spring
yeah,
was
that's it.
completely off.
Yeah, the book has
It was literally like every other word was some sort of chemical.
Yeah.
it's literally just information on how like
It was
pesticides have been destroying society, and
Yeah.
it's the
It's a
most boring
giant
thing ever.
pesticide infomercial.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's like 1,000 pages.
Why did they make us read that? What was their reasoning for that again?
Oh, science fair and English
boring.
combined.
We never finished the book. It was that
Yeah,
boring.
no, yeah. The
Oh,
teachers
yeah.
second semester were like, yeah, never mind.
Right.
No,
So,
for us, they still made us do it.
Really?
So I was getting at is that
I was
I like
in
how we're just ignoring Miguel.
Yeah, let him talk.
Sorry,
It is his
sorry.
podcast. Let him talk.
a lot of literature's message. A lot of literature had messages, but they were like subverted. You'd really have to pay attention to the text and through what's been being said throughout the whole book. And today it's really all message. Like it's up front there. People are telling you what the purpose of the video.
Wait,
is.
so are we talking about media, right?
Yeah, media.
Because Rick and Morty, let me tell you, you have to have,
Rick and Morty's a good show, but you
have to have
be
over a
an
200
intellectual
IQ.
to watch that show, man.
Yeah, to get all these subtle jokes,
Yeah, like the movie references, you won't get them unless you're a genius.
you will not get anything unless you have an IQ over 1,000.
Yeah, but I think Rick and Morty is a very it's a very good show, especially nowadays, Miguel. Like you were saying, media, it's just like very up in your face now. But like I feel like shows like Rick and Morty and stuff. What's another example?
Gravity
Like,
Time,
Gravity
Gra-
Falls.
Gra-
BoJack
Gravity
Horseman.
Falls, yeah.
I don't know why I
They're
said Gravity.
they're very like low key about their messages.
Yeah, it's like you have to really pay attention, like read in between the lines to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, BoJack Horseman's another example. I know Alex loves that shout out.
I love BoJack Horseman, greatest show on the.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get some more Starbursts.
But
Nice.
that seems to be the exception. Although maybe it's always been the exception. Like I'm pretty sure we've always had more bad media than good media.
I mean, I feel like it's just becoming more of a rare thing because the stuff that becomes popular ends up just being like the stuff that's really in your face, and like you really don't have to look into it to like enjoy it. It's kind of just like, you know, there shows like shoot, it's a really bad show for today.
The Paw Brothers.
There we go. Oh
'Cause-
wait, oh.
Because a lot of cables being replaced by YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right now, Jake and Logan Paul are the face of YouTube, unfortunately. And I think that just shows how bad the content we're consuming, or how bad the content most people are.
You guys trying to cop them Shrek Nike Air Force Ones?
How did you
No.
There's nothing. So let's move on to YouTube. What do y'all watch on YouTube?
PewDiePie.
I don't watch YouTube, man. I'm too
watch
smart
YouTube,
to watch
I
YouTube.
watch Booty Pie.
Dude, I
and
only watch the Paul brothers.
I only watch Leafy.
I only
He's
watch
beef.
Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
I only watch drama alert.
Oh yeah, dude. I only watch I don't know.
I only watch
I only
Scares.
watch Sky does Minecraft.
Oh yeah, dude. I only watch Tobuscus nowadays.
Oh,
He's
no.
he's on the come up. He's on the come up.
Yeah. I only watch Yogscast.
I only watch my own videos. I'm like Kanye West.
Dude, I only watch those MOG montages from 2014.
Oh, I guess
Those
I'm
are
the only one
wonderful.
that. I'm pretty deep into the YouTube scene. I know y'all niggas are into the music scene.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm really into music. Yeah.
You know what makes me sad? That rap nowadays is so meaningless. It makes me sad. Like, you listen to old rap and they have a story behind their
Oh
song.
no, an old head.
Get
Boy,
out
don't
of
you
here.
listen to 21 Savage? Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the new music is bad. I'm just saying that it's literally all about drugs, money.
Okay, he has a
hoes.
point. Like,
And it's all the same. That's
what's
sad about it.
what would you consider like a classic 20 years down the road right now?
Bro, Baby by Justin Bieber.
Okay, well, I mean,
No.
okay.
Sorry, I don't. mind.
that song's garbage. Get out of here. I
Oh,
hate
I
that
don't
song.
listen to any rap. But this might be a little too mainstream. But well, what about Kendrick? I mean, I know he.
Okay, Kendrick. Okay, he actually has a good
Kendrick
taste.
is already a living
Kendrick's makes history. Like,
Yeah, I feel like down the road, like I feel like we'll look at like Humble as like maybe a classic.
We'll be talking to our kids
look,
like,
if
oh,
you're-
dude, this
like
is
honestly, like, and
music,
I'm being completely real right now. If you've made, like, a lot of people who've made the top of the charts in rap, they have made something that changes, like the rap game. Like Kendrick, his lyrics, like they're actually meaningful, right? Like he talks about struggles and stuff like that of him growing up the way he did or whatever.
Mhm.
And he's made something meaningful. And rappers like Drake, Childish Gambino, all of those, they've made stuff with actual substance. And then not that is to say though, like not everything that makes the top 100 charts.
You're not gonna remember it down the
Gucci
road.
Gang.
Not everything's gonna be remembered, but a lot of it you will. It made it to top for a reason,
I feel like okay, you have a point, and I feel like
Like,
we're
you-
gonna tell
you
our
have
kids
to give-
that.
Yeah, you have to give credits where it's due. And I mean, like, a lot of it's not fair to say that like rap in general just is garbage nowadays, because a lot of it isn't.
I
But
feel
a lot
like
of it-
if I can interject here, like I feel like the point, Alex. I feel like now that with the internet and stuff like that, we just hear a lot more rap and we just intake a lot more. Like whereas back then it was harder to hear bad stuff because you would actually have to buy it or something or hear it by chance. But nowadays we just let's go on YouTube and search up this artist,
Mhm.
So I feel like that's why we're getting we're intaking a lot more of music, but then we're also like just seeing like there's a lot more bad stuff. I would say.
There's
If
a
you get my
lot
point.
less substance. Like Gucci Gang and I don't know, literally everything by Lil Pump.
I wouldn't say his music's bad. It's just not.
It's
as
not
meaningful.
bad. It just
It's not lyrical at all.
Yeah.
So
It's
so
just
let me ask this
Gucci
question
Gang
real
52
quick.
times. Go ahead.
For you guys, what makes a good and what makes a bad song?
It's very subjective.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very subjective. I like beats and lyrics and flow. You have to have flow. If not, don't even try. You'll get me so freaking triggered.
I know
Like,
who
you
he's
got-
talking
You
about.
got so many
all
whack
know who
rappers
you're talking
nowadays
about.
with some trash beats, trash lyrics, trash flow. I don't think they should ever even try. And then they come out here acting like they're famous. I'm so mad. You know who I'm talking about, bro? Like,
You're talking about Drake,
all
right?
you- yeah,
All
no,
of who you're
bro,
talking
Drake, he's good.
The
Drake's good.
the SoundCloud rappers.
Go to your
Hey.
school. They're like, hey guys, check out my mixtape.
There's a mic
I'm
on my
so good."
desk. Oh, who left that there?
Like, bro, these guys need to be euthanized. Like, I'm so scared to let
You want to
people
buy my
use
mixtape?
that I will legit put them down myself. That's not a death threat, but I will put them
Oh.
down myself if need be.
Anyone
Yes,
else?
as
Oh.
Filthy Frank has said himself, internet rappers are very deadly to society, and they need to be put down.
He's not wrong.
Speaking of Pink Guy, Filthy Frank, Mr. Man, the legend, Josie.
Filthy Frank, yes, he's a great
love
YouTuber.
I
I respect
not-
him, and he actually does make good rap music himself.
Even I'm not really like a fan of Pink Guy, but yeah, he does make good stuff. And back to your point,
He
Michael.
was still a YouTuber, but no, he's just a musician.
Anyways, back to your point, Michael. One thing for a good song for me is that they have to capture the vibe and feeling that they're going for.
That's what a lot of new ones fail to do.
Yeah.
It's all the same. Like, it's also monotone, or it's really auto-tuned, and it's just like, I can't feel your energy behind it.
Yeah. Or like the vibe you're trying to capture. You're trying to make it sad or happy or like mysterious
Yeah,
or whatever.
Like I was saying, these whack rappers, they don't freaking put any emotion into it. They just say things just because other rappers have said them.
Yeah.
If you're not original, you're not worth anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little off topic, but I think it's a bit easier to get to get noticed and discovered than it was.
Oh, definitely.
Like
Mhm.
I think it's easier for random people, even if they're not necessarily that good, to get famous because of how.
If somebody thinks you sound good,
It's
they're
gonna
share
spread.
it. Yeah, your friends will listen to it. Hey, this is pretty.
Well,
fire.
not even that. Even if somebody thinks you're really awful, they'll make it spread.
Yeah,
That's true.
okay, that
Because
is
any
true also.
publicity is
Negative
good
publicity.
publicity.
No publicity. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good
Um,
point.
That's how you get freaking people with their egos all inflated.
Yeah.
And I know who he's talking about as well.
Hey, man, you guys will know pretty soon too.
Oof. Oof.
Plug
You're trying
here.
to plug in the
Plug my
podcast, dude?
new mixtape dropping, song dropping, couple weeks, maybe a month.
Down.
Just remember, guys, make sure to stay on the wrong side of things,
Yeah,
Yeah, I get you.
not the right side.
not the right side. Wrong
Right
side.
side
No, on
garbage.
the right side.
Stay on the wrong
on
side of
topics
things.
of music and stuff. Like Little Pump, yeah. I think he's quite the phenomenon. He went to Harvard, and
No, he.
Oh,
He's
who?
17.
I thought he's the nigga who went to Harvard. Who went to Harvard?
No
No,
one.
that's the joke that he went to Harvard.
I thought he did go to Harvard. Yeah,
How do you actually think he went to Harvard?
I don't
Dude,
know.
you better crop that out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to crop that
I don't
out.
keep up. All right.
Yeah, how about we change the subject to
Well, I feel like we should change it. This
friendships?
is kind of a dead, yeah, especially.
No. All right, no, that's perfect because now this will leave us into something new. You can't tell what's ironic and what's not nowadays, or at least a lot of the times you can't.
Did you know that Logan Paul said that he doesn't know that when people commit suicide,
They die.
kill themselves?
Yeah, that was dumb.
That's an actual quote from.
Wait,
Well,
what was
wasn't
the
that
actual
an
quote?
From Logan Paul.
He
Wasn't
said
that an Onion article?
yes, but
So
I like
good.
to think it's real. Anyways,
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
he said when he didn't know that when people commit suicide, they kill them. I just want you to take that in.
I'm letting it marinate.
Mm.
Like when you say that, it could actually be real. That could have actually been said. I believe it.
Is that a real time?
And when I saw it, I did believe it.
Dude, the onions are 100% real.
I think it's just important to check your sources, like especially on the internet. You might end up saying some dumb stuff like Miguel.
And it's,
Hey,
I mean, it is easier to check your sources now than ever because you have the internet on your hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Miguel.
but it's also easy to get like faker information.
That's
Back
also
then, if
true.
it was fake, maybe it would have been harder for it to be published or something.
Well, then it's also easier for tabloids and things to spread out rumors that aren't true, and it just everybody.
Bro, what are you talking about? Tabloids are 100% true. Opinions are the only real thing, bro. Facts don't matter.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
are facts?
Show me them car facts,
Show me the car? Is it the car Fox, dude?
That
oh my
fox.
god.
Let me tell you
Why not
something
Star Fox?
about that fox.
I'm gonna talk
Extra,
about stuff.
extra thick. Wait.
I mean, whatever. Each to their own, man.
Whatever floats your boat.
I mean,
man.
your profile picture is a monkey, so I think I know what you're trying to get at.
It's literally infinite. What are you talking?
And no, I don't know what that is. I've never played Pokemon in my life.
You're lying.
I bet you have.
I totally don't have a yellow dog plushie anywhere. Not at all.
Anybody have a good recommendation for a phone game?
Phone game.
Hey, hey,
Ooh,
hey.
okay, I got
Phone
one for you.
games.
Alright.
Why phone games?
Nah, man, it's all. So there's this new game coming out, alright? I need you to hear me out. There's this new game. It's called Angry Birds. It's pretty good.
Bro, that's like the next big thing.
I know.
What do you guys think is gonna be the next big thing within a couple years?
Like in terms of
Uh,
what? Like
Like in terms of
technology?
things,
Like
yeah,
yeah.
things just in general. You know, if you know an underground artist, like, do you know like?
I feel like VR is gonna take real center
But
stage.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, hear me out.
VR has the potential
Augmented
to be-
reality. I feel.
Yeah, I feel like augmented reality is a lot better. Combines your reality with the game, and I feel that's really cool.
All right.
Oh yeah, and then
Sora had that with Pokemon
yeah,
Go.
that's gonna
Like,
relate to every
that-
person
that's-
who loves Sword Art Online. You know, the best anime.
No,
Sword Art Online was
stop
amazing.
right
First 10
now,
episodes were amazing.
sir.
Wait,
I
Time
know
out.
it's terrible. Both the
Wait.
book and the anime were
So-
based
so-
basically
Sword Art
by
Online was
neckbeard.
the Sword Art Online original seal, that was augmented reality.
Sword
know
Art
what's
Online
good?
That was augmented
was
reality.
good
That's
the
what people
first
want.
few episodes until they went into the fairy world. That's when it got nasty.
Yeah.
No, Michael, it was shit from the start.
It got nasty the first episode. You can already see the guy and the girl heating up. It's like, please stop it.
The guy in the girl.
I didn't come here for this. I came here for the action, not the trash relationship.
Bro, what are you talking
Actually,
about?
yeah.
Dude, Sword Art Online was good. It really was good.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It
It
really was, Miguel.
was.
I don't want to hear you talking about, saying it wasn't good when you were the one that was like, "Oh, dude, it's such a good anime. You should watch it." Like, bro, like it was
You
good.
wanna know why?
Why?
No, it
Are
was
you a
good. It
bandwagon
was good
hopper?
It was good to 13-year-olds who were looking for a power fantasy. That's who it was good for, right?
Okay, and how old were you when you watched it?
13.
13. Okay, but what's good is still good. Like you can't just like something and then later on look back at it and just because everyone else doesn't like it, you're like, "Oh yeah, I never liked it." Dog, you knew you liked it.
Dude, when he said that, he was like,
Oh, I never said I never liked it. I'm saying it was just shit from the start.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
it was garbage.
It was
The first season was good. Everything
That's what
else
I'm
behind
saying.
that, garbage.
Dude,
Yeah.
Gun Gale Online should be just aborted.
No, Gun Gale Online was somewhat alright.
No.
Like I was
no,
okay
not
with
at all.
Gun Gale Online,
No.
but once it hit after that, once they went back to Sword Art Online, it dropped. Like I don't know how to explain.
No, Gun Gale was garbage.
It wasn't that
Well,
bad.
It was
While
very
we're on
bad.
the topic, anime could be the next big thing in the next.
It already
I think
is.
it's already been. It's
You really think it
it's
is?
Have you not
outlived- It's outlived its welcome.
Have you not heard of weeaboos?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, no, that totally wasn't
No,
like
no.
that. Totally already isn't him or anything.
Miguel,
I know.
you want to tell us about your
I'm probably
weeaboos?
this week here, which is probably
Okay.
my most.
All right, let's talk about an actual good anime. All right, if we're gonna talk about anime,
I swear to
Hunter
God,
x
if you say
Hunter.
Kill a Kill or
Hey,
Gurren
no.
Lagann,
I wasn't
No,
gonna
those
say.
are
I was gonna say My Hero Academia, but you know.
nah.
Yeah,
My
no,
sister really liked. My sister really liked Attack on Titan, and it
Yeah,
looked
I know.
pretty damn good. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It was
Attack on
alright.
Titan was good. I love season 2.
Yeah,
I haven't finished season 2. I don't know if I'm gonna finish season 2.
It's good.
I never want to finish season 2. I never even want to start season 2.
It was good though.
Nah,
no one
Listen out.
talks.
quality anime is Gurren Lagann.
No one
Gurren
talks
Lagann is
about.
trash.
Girl Lagann is a masterpiece. It
No.
should be.
It is a
Crazy.
It's a
master
fantasy
class
for
anime.
cringy 13-year-old.
You're a fantasy for cringy 13-year-olds.
Thank you.
No one talks about anime films, and I think I relate more to anime films than shows. I think the first anime film I saw
Spirited
was
Away was an amazing.
yeah, Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spirited Away. That was my
So we're
first
talking
one.
about Pokemon, right? Because Pokemon is only a movie. Especially the
Uh,
first one where Ash dies.
Okay.
I
Congrats.
think
But
during
Spirited
that,
Away and My
that
Neighbor Totoro, those are amazing. Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli's great.
what about Princess Mononoke?
Princess
That's
Mononoke,
a good
also
one.
a good one.
Howl's Moving Castle?
Have you heard of?
Yeah, I
I
haven't
haven't
watched.
seen House.
Oh, you
I haven't
haven't?
watched.
I don't-
Bro, the girl
don't
who left
think-
through time. That's not Ghibli, but
Yeah,
you know.
that was good.
What about
Yeah. Wolf
Vampire
Children.
Hunter
I haven't
D?
watched it,
Wolf
Ooh.
Children.
so I feel
That's
ashamed that I haven't
Studio
watched any Ghibli filmed.
We haven't watched
but
what?
I haven't watched any Ghibli film yet.
Wait, you're lying.
You know,
For a
Why do you call yourself a
I'm
weeb?
not lying.
You've never seen like Kiki's Delivery Service or?
Never.
The heck is Kiki's Delivery Service?
That's
That's
a
the one with the
good
little
movie.
witch on it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one with the witch. It's
That's a
good.
good
Yeah.
movie. It's sweet.
What about
Yeah,
Vampire Hunter D? Have you heard of that?
No.
Do not watch the
no.
first one. The
No.
anime actually, the animation is actually kind of trash. The sequel to it is much better.
No, you
What
know what's,
is
you know what's
the
a
one?
very
Oh,
the best
Oh.
anime movie is Naruto Blood Prison.
get out.
Stop.
That
No,
is
the best anime movie is easily Sword Art Online. The
ordinal
movie.
scale.
Yes.
Sort of Online the movie. No, bro. If you're talking about anime movies, Seinfeld in the City. Seinfeld Law.
Alright.
No,
If we're gonna talk about the greatest animes
Toy Story
of all
3.
time, no, no. We're gonna be talking about. Wait, where? Let me look it up. All right, we're gonna be talking about Cory in the House All-Star Edition, the movie, one of the greatest movies of all time.
It's all about
I'm
High School
leaving.
Musical 3.
I'm
know-
gonna leave.
Why? You know, Cory in the House All-Star Edition has an 87 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's freaking amazing. The best anime movie of all time.
Does everyone else? What is that? All right, hold up.
Who is this? Hey, why don't we talk about Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Because, you know, he's literally a rock. And then he has a kid, so the kid is called Pebble. So,
I
we
saw
see-
that. Everybody was like, "So The Rock has a pebble now?"
Wait a minute, who the heck? Where's the baby? Partner, but where's their child? Oh, Jasmine Johnson. She's 2 years old. She's a pebble. Aww. Look at the pebble go. This is adorable. I hate babies. Anyways.
Yep, that was a
hate baby.
clear. That was obviously.
I
Yep,
want to
you hate
drink
them.
baby blood. Oh wait.
How do you get a baby out of a blender? Tortilla chips. Heyo.
You read my mind.
I love tortilla chips and babies.
So,
What do you do when you put them together?
I don't know.
You get
This is
arrested.
Babies is
How would you
the
get
wall.
arrested, Tori? Is that not perfectly
Nonsense.
legal?
absolute nonsense.
It's
So-
legal in Africa.
Oh!
No.
What, to eat babies?
What the heck is that?
Awesome.
As a sacrifice, I know there's like a lot of like sacrificial things, and they eat like the flesh of like children in order to like become.
Guys, can we all agree Sprite is spicy water?
I love myself some
Spiced water.
Spiced.
Spiced water, yeah.
I know in Africa, a lot of babies get raped because
That's
And you know this from
funny.
experience?
Is this even okay to have in the freaking thing anymore?
I think it stopped being okay a while ago.
Yeah, I feel like we just let the floodgates open at this point.
This is why
Alright.
we can't do a podcast.
Go back to the.
Yeah,
Okay,
what
let's actually
happened?
talk about something. Let's actually talk
Wait,
about something.
how
Wait,
long?
can you
the-
crop this out?
Miguel's gonna do it. I'm
30,
not doing
30
it.
minutes.
Okay,
There's gonna
and
be
how
30
long
minutes
have we
long.
been going?
I think we've been past 30 minutes. We've been
Can you
live
tell?
for 45 minutes.
Oof.
Is anyone watching this? Please
Yeah,
tell me
is
that's
anybody watching?
Let me look. I need to look. Hold on.
NSA.
What if it hasn't been streamed this whole time?
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh
That'd be
no.
great.
Hey, it's God's plan. I mean,
All right,
Nah, it's
Alex,
going.
Since you weren't here for the beginning, do you have any podcasts you listen to or your opinions?
do
on
I
them?
have any podcasts I listen to? No, cause oh wait, you know what? The H3 podcast,
That's what I said.
but that's not even a podcast. That's just like,
Technically, it's a podcast.
I
He
guess.
calls it the H3 podcast. What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, that can be a name for something, but that doesn't necessarily make it a podcast.
I suppose.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't watch it like live though or anything, cause yeah. But that's about it. Like I don't actually like listen to people talk about like stuff in the news or drama or anything, cause
Well,
I don't know.
I highly recommend everyone to listen to The Biggest Problem in the Universe. And then
The
after
biggest
that, listen-
what?
The Biggest Problem in the Universe.
Ah.
It's the best. It's the best comedy I've heard. In a
No,
long
man, this
time.
is the best one you've.
Okay, you know the best comedy ever is probably the Holocaust. Wait.
All right. I feel like we're getting to the point where we're getting too weird. So let's end off on one fun topic.
No, let's not
Alright.
leave that up to discussion.
No,
Alright,
yeah,
you know what?
no. Listen.
Here's here's
So-
a fun topic.
Greatest and
Server.
worst video games. I think everyone can relate.
Greatest and worst video games. All right, I'm fine. I'm on board. All right, let's just go in a row. Tori,
Yeah.
you first.
I mean, like I have my own opinion, and then I, like,
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Say it. Hurry up.
Watch Dogs 2 was probably like the best in my opinion.
Oh, we're
Worst.
talking about games?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Actually, let's reword
That's
that, Rocket.
what-
Favorite and least favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite and least favorite? Okay, favorite was Watch Dogs 2. Least favorite was Call of Duty Ghosts. That wasn't fun.
Wait, that didn't even come out this year.
No, yeah.
I think he
was-
meant just like overall. You know.
Yeah.
General games.
What the? Why would you play that?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what would happen. And
Death and destruction. That's what would happen.
Would it?
but Watch
Yeah.
Dogs 2, that was my favorite
A bad game.
overall.
That was a horrible game.
It was horrible.
No, I liked it.
No,
It was
horrible.
absolute trash.
No, I liked
It
it.
was absolute garbage.
It made me
I
want
could
to
have made
put.
better with a toaster.
Michael,
Yeah.
something about Watch Dogs 2.
What?
Watch Dogs
Something about
2,
Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
not the first one.
I don't care.
You played the second one?
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
I agree the second one sucks, but
Okay.
I don't think you played
Yeah,
the second
it's a bad game.
Yeah, it's super
It is a
bad.
bad game.
That's my favorite.
It's
okay?
made by Ubisoft. More like Ubi takes a giant shit.
Dumb.
Right, Rocket?
You mean Poopy Soft?
What the?
More like poopy crotch, man. What the hell?
Whatever.
We're
Okay,
like-
Caleb,
okay,
you're
so-
next.
Why don't you touch my poopy crotch? I'm leaving. Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
okay.
Rocky, you got some. You want to share yours?
Yeah, there's so many games that I played from last year that I just. there
Are
were
any
just so
of
many
them
good
from a
ones.
poopy? A poopy
No, no, a lot of them are from different companies. A few from Bethesda,
Dude, I only
Um,
play games from Rareware. Come on.
several
He's
from
actually right.
a couple from Valve.
Poopy soft.
Poopy
Uh,
crotch.
A lot of these were indie developers. I think Playdead came back from. Oh, I saw Inside. That was quite a.
From
It's,
poopy
it's
crotch?
quite an emotional game.
Oh, Ori?
But yes, I liked that too. That was really got that atmosphere. It's got a great soundtrack. I don't know, honestly. There were so many good games.
Ew, you want to know something that's nasty?
No.
Bruno Mars won Album of the Year over Kendrick Lamar.
What?
What?
Yeah, Bruno Mars is 24 Karat Magic won over. Damn.
To be fair, the Grammys doesn't mean squat.
I mean, it does to artists.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
Is it
true.
really though?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we really don't know because we don't live their life, but I'd imagine they'd have some kind of ego, you know?
Yeah, like it'd be embarrassing, like showing up and just like not getting anything.
Best music video. Let's see.
But was Damn really?
Bruno Mars also
good?
won.
Damn was amazing.
What was it? What was it?
Better than
what was it?
24 Karat Magic, yes.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can I can name one song off of 24 Karat Magic,
And
that's
it's literally the
24 Karat
one.
Magic.
Yeah.
But
He
was
won
it like
Song
a
of the
record
Year.
of the year?
Who? Kendrick?
Yeah.
At least he won some.
He won Record of the Year.
Dude, Humble's like the most played song of the year. How the hell?
Is it a travesty?
Oh wait, no. Let's go back
Wait,
to the topic of video
Song
games.
of the
My
year.
bad.
Song of the year was Bruno Mars.
All right,
Oh,
Rocket.
yeah.
Rocket,
We'll
what's
go
your
back to
favorite
you.
and least favorite?
Okay, the thing is that there are so many incredible games. The thing
You
is,
want to
is
start with
that
your
I
least
don't.
favorite?
My least favorite.
Professor Poopy Pants Adventure Time.
Oh,
I hate
which
that
one
game.
was it? Okay, for real. My actual not my least favorite, but I don't know honestly what game to label as my least favorite. To be fair though, my actual worst game that I actually played in my life was Tomb Raider: Angel of Darkness. Now I kind of know the story behind this game, where it was at the time where Tomb Raider was being developed for the PS2 for the first time, and they were it was taking like a couple years for it to be done, and so once it came out, it was everything was wrong about it. The controls were even worse. The graphics just looked terrible. I don't know how to describe it. You would need to see the game in order to understand the actual pain and suffering you would see from the actual player.
The pain and suffering.
What? You mean Professor Poopy Pants?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Rocket, what's your favorite?
Professor Poopy
Okay, favorite.
Professor Poopy Pants Magical.
God.
Magical mistakes.
I'd have to say Terraria. It was so fun to play Terraria. They had so many great Easter eggs and so much stuff that you can do. I just liked it in general.
Why not?
All right, Alex.
Yeah, I'll let Alex go next.
Alright. So my favorite game of last year. Shoot, I didn't even play that much last year. Let's see what I played. Open up my Steam.
Jesus Christ.
No. It's
Were
okay,
we doing this last year or like
Okay.
of all
Yeah,
time?
we were doing last year.
Are we doing this
Like-
all
We're doing
time?
it all time.
Oh, of all time?
just
Oh
do
shoot.
all
Okay. Alright. Easy. My favorite game ever is probably Super Mario Galaxy 2, just because that game is amazing. Like I don't even know how to explain how amazing that game is. It's huge. It takes place like mostly in space. It's just a whole bunch of different galaxies, a whole bunch of different worlds. It's a Mario game. You just gotta kick Bowser in the ball sack at the end of it, so it's great.
It's the atmosphere that's really
no.
amazing.
The
Yeah.
music is great. The controls were great, even though they were motion controls. Like Nintendo did a really good job with that. My worst game of last year or of all time. Shoot. I'm gonna say Shark Dating Simulator XL.
What?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
It is the worst game I've ever played.
What compels one to play that?
I don't know, but it's so bad. It's such a bad game.
What the heck?
It's so bad.
The
It's just a
premise
whole
of
bunch
it,
of
Tori, that's why he played it.
no. It's
Got
not
it,
even
yep.
that. I saw a YouTuber
'Cause,
playing it, but he was
He's like,
uploading
I
it
really
too
need to date a
slow.
shark right now.
Don't you
No,
say
no,
that
you
every
do
day?
You don't do that in the game.
Alright,
It's called that, but you don't date a shark.
I'll see you guys later.
Alright, peace
Oh,
out.
you
man.
Alright.
Peace,
Wait,
yeah,
Michael, what's your? Did you answer?
No,
Answer real
Wanna
quick.
answer real quick?
nah, I can't think of an answer.
You have to.
Nah, I'll see you guys later.
How can you dip on the podcast?
I'm a
Ah,
different
guys.
podcast, man.
Alright,
Garbage.
Caleb.
Peace out, guys. Give me a,
Oh,
give me a
wait,
podcast
wait.
farewell.
No, I will actually cut you out of the video.
Oh shoot. Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna cut every single one.
I'm gonna cut every single line he said out of the video.
I said a lot though.
Do that, I will cut out every single part.
Nah, my G.
I wish I
Alright,
had another
good.
day.
Get
I
out.
just wish it was Saturday.
I
We all
know.
wish- We all wish we didn't have school, that's the thing.
Why didn't you do it on a Saturday? You guys were like completely dead on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's our fault. What the heck am I looking at, Rocket? Why did you send me this?
That's wonderful. Don't judge
All
that.
right, guys. Well, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Caleb,
you.
go.
Okay.
No,
So,
No, wait. My
No.
worst is either Shark Dating Sim or um I'm kidding. I just didn't want Caleb to talk. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I won't talk. Then I'm gonna leave.
Come on.
Upsetty
Caleb.
spaghetti.
Caleb. God damn it. Oh,
What have I done?
come on.
Ew, what am I looking at? Actually, the worst game ever. What the ill? Is the one between the Dodgers and the Astros when they lose. It's the worst game of all time. And I think Caleb would agree with me when the Dodgers lost Game 7 of the World Series. I'm gonna make him
Wow.
cry.
I think he
Well,
died.
So for me, right, I haven't really played that much games in my life.
You've played a lot of Neko Paro, I know that.
I haven't played any Deco part. I wish I did, but I haven't.
No. Played all of them, I know you. Or you haven't played them, but you go on E621 to look at that good stuff.
Right. So
What am I? Miguel, I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
So for-
Why? Why would you do this? Why would you do this?
So for me, it's between Undertale and Breath of the Wild.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to go.
I don't think you are.
I need to go for
Why
personal
do you-
reasons. For personal reasons, I'm gonna take a trip to the bathroom and look at those pictures on Miguel.
Hey, come on. Go
The podcast still isn't over yet.
Bye.
Hey, don't do that. Hey, come on.
Why'd you send him stuff?
Alright. So,
Fuck you.
alright, fuck it. We're ending it. Alright, we're ending it. Sign off. We're signing off, alright?
It was a 10 out of 10.
I don't
I've been your
associate with
host.
these people, please.
I've been your host, Mig. You want to say goodbye, everybody?
Please do not associate me with these people anymore. Please.
Alright, see ya.
Alright.
Caleb in the
Alright.
podcast.
Is this the ending?
Yeah, he hasn't replied yet. I feel a
Ew.
bit worried.
Caleb,
I think he's actually dead.
end the goddamn podcast. Please. Oh. Let's see how things are going. Maybe. He's possibly still streaming. Probably still
He's
is.
actually like dead. What is wrong with him?
Caleb.
Alright, I'm back from crying. What happened?
We're ending the podcast.
We're ending the podcast now.
Oh, I didn't get to go. Okay. Bye, everybody. By the way, the worst game of all time is Toontown. If you ever see the name Toontown, do not play it.
It was